You know that feeling, right? When you feel completely drained by a relationship? Well, what if you had a tool to make sure that every new connection you make, whether it's at work or in your personal life, actually supports you? Today we're diving into some really powerful ideas from clinical psychologist Dr. Lane Lasater on how to do exactly that. It all starts with protecting your inner self.
Dr. Lasater kicks things off with this quote from Yeats, and it's just perfect. It suggests that the magic of healthy, supportive relationships, it's already out there. We just need to sharpen our senses a bit to see it. And really, that's what this is all about.
So, let me ask you a really important question. Who is the one person that you are absolutely committed to caring for your entire life? It's not your partner, not your parents, not even your kids. The person you're truly responsible for is so much closer. That person is your inner child. You know, that vulnerable core part of you that holds all of your emotions and your history. Think about it. You might raise a child for 18 years, but this inner self, that's your responsibility for life.
And this image right here, it just captures your role perfectly. You, your adult self, you're the fierce protector, the lioness. And your main job is to use all your strength and wisdom to shield that vulnerable inner self from any kind of threat, whether that's emotional harm, a toxic job, or even just your own self-neglect. Okay, so if our job is to be this fierce protector, why do we so often let harmful people into our lives? Well, Dr. Lasater says it's because we build relationships on what he calls contracts based on illusions. Basically, we're building on foundations that are just guaranteed to crumble because they're not based in reality.
And this is where it all goes wrong. On the left, you see the illusions we tell ourselves, right? Oh, things will change, or this is my only chance. But when we live in that illusion, we're ignoring the reality over on the right, that I can only change myself, and that I'm probably overlooking a huge problem. That gap between illusion and reality, that's where we get hurt. So closing that gap is step one.
So how do we actually do that? How do we operate from a place of adult reality and do it consistently? Well, this is where Dr. Lasater gives us a super powerful, practical tool. He calls it the personal entrance exam. Now, let's be really clear about what this is. This is not a list of preferences, okay? This isn't about wanting someone who likes the same movies as you. The entrance exam is your list of absolute, non-negotiable requirements, the fundamental things you need to be healthy and well in any relationship.
And the structure is so simple, but it's powerful. Your exam just has 2 columns. Must-haves, things like honesty, respect, you name it, and can't-stands, things like sarcasm or someone who's always unreliable. These aren't just little pet peeves, these are your fundamental deal breakers.
So just take a second and think about it. Based on everything you've been through, what would go on your must-have list? And what would absolutely go on your can't-stand list? This right here, this is where protecting yourself starts to become proactive. All right, so creating your exam is the first big step, but the real power, of course, comes from knowing how to use it out in the real world. So, how do you actually put it into practice? It's basically a 4-step process. First, you just evaluate. You use your eyes, your ears, and your gut feeling. Second, you start asking questions to get the information you need. Third, you compare what you're learning against your exam. And finally, and this is the toughest part, you have to be prepared to respectfully say goodbye if your core needs just aren't being met. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. This question comes up for almost everyone. It's one thing to screen new people, but what do you do about the job you already have or the relationship you're already in that is totally failing your exam? The guidance here is really direct. Staying in a situation that fails your exam is going to harm your inner self, period. You should absolutely try to negotiate for what you need, but if that doesn't work, your responsibility is to find a healthier environment. And please, remember this key point. The very moment you decide to move on, even before you've done anything, you are taking your power back. Okay, so once you have the tools to protect yourself, you can shift your focus. You can go from playing defense to playing offense. You can stop just reacting to bad situations and actually start proactively designing the life you want to live. When Dr. Lasater was 25, a mentor asked him this question: how many days do you have left? It's a sobering thought, isn't it? We have no idea what the number is, but we know it's finite. And this question isn't meant to be dark. It's meant to be a powerful, powerful motivator. And this is the whole point of doing all this work. Protecting your inner child, setting boundaries. It's not about building walls around yourself. It's about gaining freedom. It's the freedom to make new, positive choices that aren't dictated by past pain or old, unhealthy patterns. Dr. Lasater frames our daily task this way.
It's a constant practice of putting the past behind us, of seeing the world as it really is, not how we wish it were, of breaking away from destructive patterns and treasuring today, right now, as if it's our last. This isn't a one-and-done fix. It's a daily commitment.
So here's a final, concrete exercise to get you started on this. Don't just dream about a better future, actually plan for it. Get out a journal and write down what a perfect day looks like for you in 1 year, then 5 years from now, and then 15. Writing it down makes it real. It gives you something to aim for.
And so we end right where we began, but hopefully with a totally new perspective. Now that you're armed with these tools for protection and for creation, the choice is really yours. What will you do with your remaining days?